So the first thing I'm going to go over are the new period presets. Now, this is something that was highly requested. Basically, instead of having to go in and create those custom timeframes here, you can very easily just select one of these presets to get that information. So I know I've spoken with many of you that are excited about the this quarter, last quarter options, but there are also a ton of different options here so that you don't always have to go and add those custom dates. Next up is our detailed reporting. So as you know, within the current reporting, in order to see very, very detailed information for all of your data, you have to make that export and manipulate the different columns there. So with the new reporting, if you click on the detailed tab here, you can see all of that information directly on Resova. And then with that, you'll notice here that you're able to completely customize the columns you would like to see on this report. You can still export the report here, but with the columns, filtering out what exactly you want to see, what data you want to be able to view. And then additionally, with these reports at the very bottom, it will sum all of the information for you. So like each individual row will have its data for the total, for example. And at the very bottom, it will add all of that up for you directly on the platform. So, and then also with that, you are able to export it specifically as an Excel file now. Just wanted to point that out as well. Then next, we have the comparison periods. So if you go to the list view on a bookings report, then you'll be able to view this based on the selected period and the previous period. So currently, this specific example shows you the last 7 days as its selected period. So that's what the selected one would be, and the previous period would be the 7 days before that. So if we were to have this quarter period selected, that would be the selected period, and then the quarter before that would be the previous period. So this just goes, just kind of helps you compare different times of year, different months, just directly on the platform. Super nice and easy for you. Next, we have our itemized sales report. So the way that transactions originally worked is it would show you all of the information on a single line. So if we were to sell both an item extra and an item within the same transaction, there wasn't really an as effective way to report on those specific item extras. So this will be super, super useful to those of you that sell item extras as products, and that you're able to go in and break down the specific transactions to view very specific information. You'll also be able to filter the different columns here. So for example, with the inventory type, you can filter it between event, item/item extra, and basically just be able to view what you want to view there. Next up, we have the new snapshot reports. So this will essentially show you the amount of bookings created on specific days of the week, specific dates, using specific discount codes. And it will just be a nice way to kind of track and look at how many bookings you're getting during those specific times or using those specific codes. So just a little sling to help you out there. And then also with this, you're able to view it based on the date that the event was purchased or when it actually took place. And then the last one I'm going to go super into detail with are the capacity reports. So the capacity reports essentially will show you the available time slots, the booked time slots, and the blocked off ones for each of your rooms and on different days of the week. So you can see how you're performing on different days of the week. You can see how each individual item or room of yours is doing compared to the others. And it's just basically a really quick snapshot at what that looks like. And you can also see your different guest count there. And yeah, that's how that one works. Now, I've gone over kind of the specifics of the new features of the new reporting. Now I'm going to jump over to Resova in order to show you some real life examples. All right, so while we're on this page, I do want to point out that you will still have access to this reporting. The new reports will just be an additional option for you to be able to utilize. And the first example I'm going to go over is how you can view which payments have been refunded. So if I wanted to see very specifically the refunded payments, I would go to the payments section here, to detailed, or of course you can view the number right here. But if I wanted to see like the more information for that, we could go into detailed, adjust the columns to be able to view exactly what I'd like to see, and then find the column type. So with type, I can go over here and filter that I just want to see the refunded payments, and it will show me that. Alternatively, of course, you can view the ones that were not refunded, so everything that ended up in the bank account ultimately. And as stated, it will go ahead and sum up that value for you here at the very bottom. So that is how you can view those different refunds. Another example is maybe I want to be able to see how many guests played a very specific room throughout a certain amount of time. So if I go to guests here, let's say I want to see last month how many people purchased for the insanity experiment here. And of course, you can also do this by the dates they actually attended. And if I click update, it will show me that I had 12 visitors and then how many of those were customers that were new versus returning. Also, I can do a capacity report for this that will show me even more information about that. So we can, once again, click last month. I can click the very specific item. And then I could also filter this by different days of the week or by booking status. And once I click update here, it'll show me the actual guest count. And it will show me the available spaces that were not played, as well as the available time slots. So the spaces are the amount of people, the time slots are the amount of times that are available. Another example is if you wanted to see the detailed information for the specific gift vouchers that were purchased through your website or even in person. But to do this, you just need to go to gifts, detailed, and then you can, of course, filter this between the certain amount of time. But then if you wanted to see very specific gift voucher types, so say example that during Black Friday, you had a Black Friday gift voucher that type that could be purchased, and we wanted to see how many of those were actually used. So we would click on, in theory, the Black Friday option here. It would only show you the different codes for that option, and you'd be able to view over here how many of them have actually been redeemed. So to kind of see how you're doing with that.